Hey, good evening. I'm really happy to have you here. My name is Daniel. I was a professional opera singer and beatboxer, and tonight we're going to be listening to Shogo's Flower Dance. It's been a little while since we've done a Shogo track, and I think it's time, honestly. And I'm just really excited to jump into this one. Like I've mentioned in his other videos, he's such a technical and very clean beatboxer, a true unique artist in his own right, and I love listening to his stuff, and I'm just really excited to jump into this one, and I hope you guys are as well. So without any further delay, let's just jump into it.
The flowers dancing, I can see for sure that it fills my heart with happiness. The flowers dancing, she doesn't care what people think, just playing, having fun. The flower dancing,
Yeah, dude.
The flower dancing, I can say Roger Deli fills my heart with happiness. The flower dancing, she doesn't care what people think, just playing, having fun. The flower dancing, the flower dancing. The flower dancing, the flower dancing, she doesn't care what people think, just playing, having fun.
Oh, dude, oh my gosh, man, that was crazy. Oh my gosh. First and foremost, I love the setting. I love his outfit. Personally, I really love flowers. They come in so many different shapes, sizes, colors, scents. They make me really happy. So I love the fact that this is all themed and centered around flowers. Now, actually going into his beatboxing. First, his smooth transition between lip rolls, from going from a more open hollow into that lip roll terrace really exemplifies in his drops, and just doing that like smooth, seamless transition, and just having these really intricate, really complex, quick combinations in cadences, and then the following cadence just having this more, still in the same tempo, but not as compact and going on offbeats, and just his really breathy sounds. Oh, dude. I don't know how to explain this, so let's just jump into the analysis so we can pick it apart a little bit more. Really gentle, very light sound. It's just breathing in, essentially, and it's just really delicate, like the flowers. I dig that.
The flowers dancing, I can see for sure that it fills my heart with happiness. The flowers dancing, she doesn't care what people think, just playing, having fun.
And there's that sound. Let's listen to that again.
Playing, having fun.
He's just so clean and crisp in these snares and just general sound. Not commonly used in beatbox, and that's really cool. A really fun accent in this really whimsical style of beatbox. Yeah. And the real beauty about the way that he makes these combinations is if there's a particular sound he wants you to actually think about, he won't make any sound after the fact. He'll just let that sound happen, and there will be one beat, one solo beat of a rest where there's just nothing happening and your brain catches up to what's actually happening. You reflect on that last sound and just feel that whimsy of the sound in your body and immediately picks up right where he left off. And that's really, really cool. Yeah. Really, really cool. Just creating that more hollow sound, just doing a basic lip trill. But again, there's that rest, so you just feel that whimsy in your body. You catch up to it. Or whatever the combo is, it's so clean, dude. Yeah. Oh, it's so technical, but it's just this beautiful hollow whistle he has, and he has so much control over it too. It's incredible. So something that I need to comment on in terms of beatboxing is to learn how to create a sound is pretty difficult in and of itself. When I started beatboxing, the only snare I knew how to do was the K in cats. And then I wanted to learn how to make that K sharper, a little bit more full. So I learned two different types of snares, which was the rim shot and the inward K. And then I started learning a little bit more of the kit. And when I was developing these snares, even though I was able to make the sounds, I had a very difficult time being able to incorporate them in beats because I had to prep myself, and it usually took me about a half second, which is way too long when you're making combinations. If you have to prep that long, especially when you're doing a combination like, you really don't even have time to have that half a second because you're already moving on to the next sound. You're completing the entirety of the combination. So you have to be able to make that sound second nature for you and have complete reliance that it's going to produce the sound quality that you want. When I started learning the spit snare, when I first actually made the spit snare, it took me about a second to actually be able to produce the sound. And I couldn't utilize it in any beats because it took way too long for me to get my mouth position right and to execute it. So I started figuring out little tips and tricks that allowed me to make the sound faster. And I just can't do it at the really high-end professional level. Some people that can do spit snares crazy fast would probably be someone like Collapse from France, who is also a world beatbox champion, and he is a master of the fundamentals of beatbox and really showcases that in his style, which I really, really dig. And to be able to execute these sounds at such speed and to rely on them, that takes so much longer after the fact of just making the sound. Making the sound is absolutely a milestone in terms of utilizing that sound, but if you can't incorporate it into a beat, then the sound isn't really complete yet. You have to figure out tips and tricks that will actually allow you to easily transition from any other sound seamlessly into this sound in order to create a real musical cadence with this sound. And depending on the sound, there are some sounds that really dry out your throat. There are some sounds that require so much more breath than you have in the tank if you're incorporating it in a certain spot in the musical cadence. There's a lot that goes into beatboxing, and a big part of that is definitely breath control. It's definitely how hydrated you are and what sounds just shoot out a lot of spit and make your mouth really dry that cause a lot of sounds to falter, because oftentimes your tongue really needs to be lubricated to have specific sounds come out of your mouth in a certain way. Even an electric guitar sound on a speaker, and just having this little static effect happen only because there's a little bit of spit that is clashing with the gentle breath flowing out, that causes that static effect, which creates this huge new world of texture within a sound, especially if it's being mic'd. So honestly, the fact that Shogo has so much technical prowess and skill here, and so much control over these, what I would consider, at least in myself, to be unreliable sounds, and is just doing so seamlessly, it really highlights his remarkable, and personally to me, just near untouchable skill in beatbox. It's incredible. Oh, you hear that very gentle raindrop in there? Yeah. His snares are crazy. Do. Just the fact that you can have this kind of musical cadence that it doesn't stop the flow of the beat and it's perfectly in time. It feels so weird, like taking a step back from all of these really intricate, complex rhythms to just having this slower section, but it almost in a way feels really needed. And you don't even know you need it until it happens. And that's the genius of this kind of composition.
The flower dancing, the flower dancing.
Just having that open tongue click. And again, fits the entire atmosphere of what's happening. We get a lot of really forward, direct, in-your-face snares kind of thing. But to have these different textures of hollow, open sounds versus very direct, crisp sounds, it's just a full array of everything, and I love it.
I can say Roger Daly fills my heart with happiness. The flower dancing, the flower dancing. She doesn't care what people think, just playing, having fun. The flower dancing, the flower dancing.
Beautiful build.
The flower dancing, the flower dancing. She doesn't care what people think, just playing, having fun.
Like, I have to listen to that again.
The flower dancing. She doesn't care what people think, just playing, having fun.
It looks like it's an outward sound, but to a degree, it feels like an inward sound, and I have no idea how he's pulling that off. Sorry, I have to listen to this one more time.
The flop stump, she doesn't care what people think, just playing, having.
Yeah, I don't know officially, but it's crazy.
Care what people think, just playing, having.
Yeah, it might be outward. Such a clean snare. These wood blocks are just insane, dude. And the fact that he's just letting his tongue drop as well, and just having that really hollow effect on top of these very in-your-face wood blocks. Oh, it's so good, dude. Really great mix of closed concentrated sounds with open hollow sounds. Great use of liberals. Yeah. You don't completely seal off, but just when you more close off near your uvula, your soft palate, with your tongue, the middle back of your tongue, just closing that off and allowing just a gentle air to pierce through that. Very similar to saying ich in German. You just say e, and allow breath to flow through on that e vowel. E. kind of thing. So having that be actually utilized as a sound and incorporated as a new texture, it's so great, dude. His lip rolls, they're not so heavy hitting like terraces are, or beatboxers that really utilize heavy hitting beats. His beats just flow like water down a stream. Even though some of his sounds are really heavy hitting, you don't feel that heavy hitting quality of the beats because he's utilizing them in a way that's just so flow like and technical. It's gorgeous, dude. He feels like, in a way, the Bruce Lee of beatbox. Obviously, his physical stature isn't that of Bruce Lee, but the flow like water. Don't look at the finger pointing to the moon, look at the moon. Kind of aesthetic. It's just so technical, dude. Ah! Just the ability to have so many textures and just have them all coalesced into this beautiful array of music. I really think that the setting is really perfect for this style of beatbox because you have so many different varieties of flowers, so many different shapes and colors, but they all just work so beautifully in one setting, and it's very reminiscent of this beatbox, and everything in this video works just so perfectly together. I love this. Yeah. Shogo, really amazing stuff, man. I absolutely loved this piece. I loved your setting, I loved your environment, I loved the energy you had. Just all of your musical cadences and structures were just chef's kiss, dude. I loved this. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you didn't like it, please leave a dislike and let me know why in the comments below. I do read all of the comments, even if I may not heart or reply to all of them, so please just know that your comments do not go unnoticed. My live streams are currently Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so if you guys want to stop by and say hey and ask me any questions about anything, I do leave them all up on YouTube, so you're more than welcome to check those out as well, and I would love to see you guys there. My Patreon is still under development. I have a lot of content stored for it, so it's only a matter of time until it's going to be launched, and I will absolutely update you guys as to when it's ready. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all of you being here. It really does mean a lot to me, and I can't wait to see all of you in the next video. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone.